Nah, I'm kidding. We're not doing that today. So today's video is going to be a great sequel to the first one. The first video I went over the plans for the channel. Today we're going over the current state of the car. So like I said in the last video, this is my 2005 Buick LeSabre Custom. It's not perfect. So today we're going to go over why it's not perfect and how I'm planning on making it perfect. So first up, in a tour of this vehicle, you can see it's very long. It's about 17 feet long, ginormous car. But the real money maker, what everybody wants to see. Under the hood, the LeSabre isn't packing much, but it sure looks like it is. This is the General Motors L36 3800, one of the most drop-dead reliable V6s of all time. 205 horsepower, about 245 pound-feet of torque. It does not make that anymore because it is 21 years old and has 100,000 miles on it. Just recently, I changed my oil, and my favorite oil additive is Liqui Moly MOS2. It's pretty awesome, I have to say. But I added some MOS2 to my Mobil 1 high mileage full synthetic oil, and it hums, it purrs, it runs great. It doesn't necessarily sound pretty good coming out the tailpipe because there's probably 7 mufflers. But I love this motor, it's great. I just recently, actually over the weekend, I did transmission fluid and I did a dash cam install, which we'll cover when we get to the inside. But as you can see, first up is this beautiful scratch right here. This vehicle was actually my grandma's before it was mine, and she mistook the gas for the brake and slammed into the pillar that protects her hot water heater at her house. So God bless her, that's where that's from. And then if you come around to the hood right here, there's a couple scratches here, just a few. And my car's dirty, shut up, it gets driven, all right. I intended to wash it before this video. There's every intention of doing that, but you know what? It didn't happen. So moving on, I guess I'll give you guys a tour of the side of the vehicle. So as you can see, there's dents everywhere. This thing's a real magnet for door dings. There's one here, there's probably 3 on this door panel. And then as you can tell, I like my stickers. This is 10 horsepower right here. So this one's from Clutch Supply. They're a Christian car club. They do some really cool stuff. And then this sticker is my personal favorite. I'm not a driver, I'm a captain, which is very true. This is a yacht. This is the land yacht. So obviously, this sticker's from the Backlot. They're on Instagram, sell some really funny stuff. So check them out. That's where the get out my way liberal, that's where that video comes from. It's the same guy. So great sticker. And then moving on to the trunk, this is my ham radio setup. I'll get to the transceiver when we start on the interior, but this is a Comet CSB 750. It's like a 45-inch antenna, I think. I don't know. And then this is a Diamond K400S. Pretty cool mount, RG316 coax. And if you take a look in the trunk, which we don't have to talk about why my trunk is so dirty. Take a look in the trunk, you can see my tools, my boots, everything. Car gets driven, it gets lived in. You know, that's the whole point of this channel. The fact that a car that gets lived in is very steadily becoming a car that gets raced in. So this is where the coax runs. I sandwiched it in between the back seats. And then obviously we can't forget my goat, Harbor Freight. Not sponsored, wish it was, but it isn't. So next up, moving on from the very spacious cargo area that you could probably fit multiple bodies in, we have this side of the car. So there's not really much to speak for over here. It's the same as the other side. However, we are running into a slight problem here. The door's rusting. So that might be my excuse when this car starts getting built into a track weapon to go full carbon fiber body panels, but you know, that comes later. So because this is very obviously a European car, we have an FCP Euro sticker right here. Because, you know, everything on this car is European. There's nothing American about a Buick. I mean, come on now. I put on here when I was 16, so it's staying on there just for the heck of it. Even when this thing's fully kitted out, it's gonna stay on there. And then we have these hubcaps right here, which the front ones are damaged. However, these are $140 a piece. So I will not be buying new ones. But BF Goodrich Advantage Control tires, absolute road pillows. These are 215/70 R15s, which, as you can see, here's my hand for a scale. Not small tires in the slightest, but nothing special on this side of the car besides those rust bubbles that I literally can't do anything about. I just have to sit here and watch as they eat my car. And then this is what I was talking about when it comes to the messed up hubcap. This one right here, I don't even want to know what happened here. Like I said, this car hasn't been mine my whole life, or its whole life, I should say. It spent its first 11 years on the beach, and then it spent its next 12, oh goodness, that's not how math works. Spent the next years after that not on the beach. So I love this car though. And as you can see, it's not perfect, but I've given it full 2-step paint correction. As far as modifications go, the only things that have been done to this thing are the ham radio setup and the dash cam. Otherwise, completely bone stock. So we're gonna go ahead and move on into the interior. All right, so moving inside, there's a lot of notable things in this interior. So being that this is a custom model, I don't get the heads-up display, but that was actually an option. Way back when, you could get a heads-up display on these LeSabres. This obviously doesn't have it, as you can tell. Headlight controls are over here on this left panel, which does get kind of odd after a while. I'm gonna be honest. So you have twilight on the left, which is how you control how long the headlights stay on after you get out of the car, which is a really cool feature if you ask me. And then interior lights, you control the brightness of your gauges, all that. On LeSabre Limiteds, especially those optioned with the heads-up display, you got what they called the Driver's Information Center, or DIC. I'll let you say that one out loud. General Motors really wasn't thinking when they came up with this acronym. But you have your hazard switch right here. Mine does not include the Driver's Information Center, so I only have trip reset and the ability to switch between engineering and metric units on my dashboard. And then for some reason, this is a total grandma spec of a grandma car. I only have a temperature gauge, speedometer, and fuel gauge. I have no tachometer. And then in the center, you have a screen that shows what gear you're in, which isn't really that important in an automatic, but I digress. And then on the left side, you have your mileage. And nothing has changed right here. The goal for the future, when this car is all built out, I would absolutely love to have a custom carbon fiber steering wheel built. And if I end up going with a dual clutch transmission in here, I can get some custom paddles made, which I think would be hilarious. I mean, just imagine a LeSabre with paddles and, you know, a thick Alcantara steering wheel. It's ginormous, for fitting for a yacht, absolutely. You have the shifter right here. It's a pickup truck style shifter. And then my personal favorite part about this interior is something that I just recently fixed. Got yourself a bench seat. Now, it's cool, but I've kind of ruined the functionality of the bench seat by installing a ham radio transceiver. So I showed you the antenna already. That's on my trunk. Here's my microphone, and then the transceiver is down here. It's a Yaesu FT3185. I think it's pretty cool. When this thing goes full race car mode, for weight savings, that's probably gonna get ditched. But for now, it's how I talk to my friends when I'm out on cruises. It's pretty cool. And then in common General Motors fashion, my head unit went. So I wasn't left with very many options. JVC KDX 280BT is what went in. I really do like this head unit. Honestly, it's probably the best of the cheap ones. So given the choice between the KDX 280BT and I don't even know what the other brands are. There's some cheap brands. I found this on Crutchfield actually for super cheap. It's got a little microphone. This was a double DIN, so I had to do a single DIN conversion kit, but it adds Bluetooth functionality to the land yacht, which is super awesome. So I have my KDX 280BT here, my Yaesu FT3185 here, and then I just installed actually a Rove R2 4K dual dash cam for, you know, the obvious reasons, right? If somebody rams into me and tries to, you know, not take accountability for it. But also, it has a rear camera too. So when I'm driving, I can actually see out the back of my car because this rear view mirror doesn't really provide that good of a view behind you. You can kind of see, but if there's something that's below the trunk lid or something that's too far above the trunk lid, you're gonna be kind of doing one of these, you know? So I really do like this interior. It's super plush, it's super cushy. And this R2 4K dash camera, I've only had it in for a few days, and installing it was certainly an experience. I meant to film content, but I didn't because it was 1:30 in the morning, and I enlisted the help of 5 of my friends. So they wanted to go home. I wanted to go to sleep. I very heartily apologize for not recording that, but this opens the door for dash cam compilations down the line. So anytime I see something silly, stupid, someone doesn't know how to drive, it'll come right off that dash cam. So I'm super excited about that, but there's no engine mods at this point in time. I really want to do the ZZ Performance PCM, you know, get some performance mods going, but right now I need this car to be reliable, so I can't get into that stuff yet. But if if it comes down to me being able to afford a second car and then I can kind of have some fun with this, that's when we'll start getting some performance mods on here. I want to do an exhaust. I want to learn how to weld. That'll be a really fun video. I'm super excited for that one. But realistically, the next thing that's going to happen to this car is this is only a 4-speaker system. There's 2 in the doors in the front, and I think there's 6x5.5s, and then there's 2 6x9s in the trunk. So I'm going to replace those 2 6x9s with 3-ways. I'm going to replace these with 3-ways. And then I really want to put 2 12s in the trunk just because it would be hilarious, but I really also don't feel like replacing my battery and my alternator and all that stuff. So that's probably not going to happen for a while, but the speakers coming soon. And then I'm going to, I think next video coming is going to be about detailing this car. So real quick, before we cut it today, we're going to do something that everybody likes to see. What's the back seat room like in this car? Is it good? Is it bad? The answer is, with my seat all the way back, Honda Civic driver style, me at 5'11" and 11/12, I fit in here pretty good. As you can see, the headroom is kind of abysmal. I am stuck touching this plastic trim piece that is held in by hopes, dreams, and prayers. And you don't get any cup holders back here. You have this set of cup holders, but you're not gonna hold any. I don't even think a soda can fits in that, if I'm being completely honest. I, once again, don't know what General Motors was thinking, but you have the cup holders there. Window regulators are shot. These windows only go halfway down. And this grab handle right here, there's something sticky in it on this side, and I don't know what it is, and I can't get it out. So I guess that's there too, but when this car goes full race car mode, the door panel is getting taken out anyway, so it doesn't matter. Super spacious back here though. I really do. I love this car. I love the back seat. I'm not in it very much anymore. I used to be, but now that it's mine, I spend most of my time right here. Although it would be kind of cool if I could drive from back here like it was a Piper Cub, but that's just not the case. So that is the ins and outs of the LeSabre that is the LeSabre project. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one.